I think everyone who has tried to lose weight has been given bad advice at some point, and that's why it makes it so hard to lose weight. And I'm not gonna try to blame anyone for why it was so hard, but I think it was partly my fault. So I used to be 245 pounds. I'll throw up a picture right here. And one of these first times I tried to like seriously lose weight, even though I tried it like a bunch in the past, I went around and asked all my fit friends in high school. And the one piece of advice that I always got was just eat healthier and eat till you're full. And I kid you not, that advice I followed and actually gained weight. So one thing you gotta know about me as a person is my appetite is like insane. Like I don't think you've met someone who has my appetite. I'm talking, I can have a full meal, like steak dinner, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, like everything. 10 minutes later, I'm ready for the next meal. And that was always my problem growing up. Like I didn't really eat that much junk food. Like I wasn't eating like a tub of ice cream every day. I just ate a lot. Like, I don't know, if my family made like chicken and rice or like even like something healthy like that, I would still binge eat the entire thing because I just didn't really get full. So back to the other thing, I was given that advice. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut out all junk food, eat till I'm full and see what happens. And the reason I say this is partly my fault is because it was who I was taking the advice from. Because again, these people who were telling me this weren't doing it maliciously. They're like, oh, let me tell this to Nick so he gains more weight. It's just what worked for them. But these were the type of people that had always been in shape. They'd always had the six pack. They were always on the skinnier side. They never struggled with their weight or had to lose it. So looking back, like kind of realizing their perspectives gives me a bit of perspective because it's like, I couldn't understand why I was so different, or at least why I thought I was different. I'm like, okay, why do all these people have this different experience and I don't? And it's because I was asking the wrong group of people. I had never asked someone who lost a ton of weight how they did it, other than like those videos online that are like, cut out all junk, lock in, and you'll lose it. Back to the story, I started like prepping all my meals. I would bring like chicken and rice every day to school. I wouldn't go out with my friends on the weekend. I wouldn't even eat like dinners with my family when we went out. I would just go and like not have anything. And the first thing that did was I still ended up binge eating on those foods that were healthy. And just because something is healthy doesn't mean it's gonna make you lose weight. You can still gain weight eating healthy foods. And knowing me, I still found those like workarounds to eat higher calorie foods that seemed healthy. Like a big one example, I would get a smoothie every day because I thought like, oh, it has like fruits, vegetables, it's gotta be good for you. Little did I know it was like 500-600 calories I was downing in like 15 minutes. And over the course of like 2 months, I gained another 15 pounds. But that's for a second reason as well. That's not for just, oh, overeating unhealthy foods. Restricting myself to those foods actually caused me to binge eat the foods I was trying to avoid. For me, I'm a big donut fan. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially coming from like Massachusetts, New Jersey, where I grew up, Dunkin' Donuts, bro, every block. I'm not even kidding. If you've ever been to Boston or Massachusetts, within like a 10-mile radius, there's gonna be more Dunkin' Donuts than gas stations. So what I would do is I would tell myself I can't have any. So I would go a week, not have any. But the problem is I would get to the end of the week, either, I don't know, at church, they would have like snacks, or my family would stop for something at Dunkin', and I would go crazy. I'm talking like 5-6 donuts in one sitting, and that was like kind of controlling myself. And those types of binges on foods I was trying to avoid was making it harder. So I had two problems. Number one, I didn't know how to deal with my hunger. And number two, I was just overeating on foods I would restrict myself on. So you're probably wondering like, okay, you're down 70 pounds. How did you end up losing it? How did you overcome those things? And it's gonna be a lot simpler than people will try to make it out to be. I just started counting my calories and using it like a budget. It sounds simple or it sounds kind of intimidating because you're like, oh, I don't want to track. For me, it gave me peace of mind. It gave me the peace of mind that, okay, I can have this 200 calorie donut and still hit my goals and lose weight. Again, I'm not gonna say I like started counting my calories and was absolutely perfect, but I've always been kind of a numbers guy. Like I was good in school, I enjoyed math, enjoyed science. So being able to calculate my weight loss almost made it really easy for me. And I didn't use some like crazy app. I literally used MyFitnessPal, and I still use the free version to this day. I've never bought premium. You don't need it. Only thing I ended up buying was a food scale, which just makes it more accurate. So that solved one problem. Okay, like how can I visualize this weight loss? When it comes to the appetite, I still have a big appetite. I'm not like I lost weight, oh, my appetite's gone down. It's actually gone up because I started working out. But I just started listening to different advice. I was always told by people that you shouldn't feel hungry when you're trying to lose weight, which I agree with to an extent. You shouldn't feel like you're starving, But being slightly hungry is totally normal for some people. And honestly, that's one of the main drivers of weight gain or weight loss, how hungry you feel. The kid who always grew up skinny was probably less hungry than the kid who grew up overweight. But the key thing is you can't use it as an excuse. You gotta find ways around it. I just made a reel on this on my Instagram about how I got around that. The main thing was finding other hobbies to distract myself. I always heard like the skinny kids say like, oh, I forgot to eat today. Overweight me and still me today, like I'm like, how do you forget to eat? I kind of got a sense of that when I got more busy, started doing more things, and I would legitimately forget sometimes. I'm gonna be real, I can never go a whole day and forget. I can go a few hours and forget. That's just kind of the person I am. But combining like staying busier with like diet soda, I got one right here, did really help me. But you gotta face the truth sometimes and just realize like, yeah, you're gonna be hungry a bit. And that like, it sounds counterintuitive because like, oh, it's an uncomfortable feeling, but it made me feel a little more normal. Because again, I would look at these other people and like, they're saying they're not hungry, they say just eat till they're full. What's different about me? And the truth is you're not different. Everyone who has struggled with weight loss has struggled with being hungry. That realization, again, didn't make me perfect, didn't make me lose it right away, but definitely helped to get me on the journey there. So the second part of that thing, the restriction, how did I get around like that binge eating at like the end of the week, end of the month, all of that? And what you gotta do is you gotta look at the binge restrict cycle and see where it starts. Okay, you got the binge section of it and you got the restrict. Which one can you prevent? If you could just tell yourself not to binge eat, like the problem's not there. We can't prevent that, but we can tell ourselves not to restrict ourselves. Once you stop seeing certain foods as like the enemy or bad, that's when you start to crave them less. I legitimately had a donut almost every single day while losing weight, and that's what kept me on track because I knew I was looking forward to that treat at the end of every workout. It sounds cringy, it like looks like one of those images of like a donkey and like a carrot hanging in front of him. But literally like knowing, okay, I can have this donut later today. Number one, didn't make me crave it for the entire week because I knew I was gonna have it. And it doesn't make your body feel like it's some rare thing that you never get to have. Think of it like an animal, like I know this is like probably a bad analogy, but like a dog or like a lion in the wild who doesn't get a lot of food. The moment they are around food, they go crazy. Like they eat really quickly, they just down the food because they gotta survive. It's almost like that when it comes to when you restrict yourself from your favorite foods. When you get put around a scenario, like I don't know, when you go out to eat with your friends once a month, or you finally get around those donuts, your body like almost instinctually feels like, okay, we never get to have these, we gotta go all in, eat as much as we can. And we've all been there, and it's like you go into this different mode where you don't even like realize what's happening, then you finish it and you're like, what did I just do? So the way I got around that, like I said, was working in the food so I didn't really get that crazy craving. Because you can work in anything you quote unquote crave into your calorie budget. Some people don't like calorie counting, which I can respect. Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I would say definitely give it a try. See if you're the type of person who can do it and get that kind of reassurance like I did. And the whole goal isn't to be obsessed with the numbers. Like when I work with my clients or when I even try to lose weight myself to like lean out for summer, I'm not bringing a scale to a restaurant. I'm not doing anything crazy. The calories and like the food scale, the main goal there should be relearning portions, relearning how hungry you should feel. Because growing up overweight, I never really had a sense of, okay, how hungry should I feel? When should I be eating? How often? How many snacks in a day is fine? And again, there's so many factors that change that, but the calories you can work around and be consistent with. So the whole goal of the calories isn't to track it for the rest of your life if you don't want to, but it's to relearn those skills so then you can eat intuitively and still lose weight. I'm gonna be straight honest with you guys, like I still track my calories now because I like it, like I enjoy it. For me, it doesn't become obsessive. But if you are the type of person that it does, then you just gotta learn to either do it without tracking or wean yourself off tracking if you can. That's what I try to teach my clients. The next step from here would just be finding out like how many calories you wanna track, fitting in your workouts, coming up with maybe a meal plan if you wanna have a bit more structure. That's the type of stuff I do with my clients. Here are some of the transformations I've done with them. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I have some magic secret sauce. We've just done the right things and I kept them accountable. So if you do want me to sit down and work with you one-on-one, fill out the form in the description to apply. Other than that, this was just a little like yap session video. Let me know if you liked it and if there's any other topics you want me to talk on. If you have a question, DM me on Instagram. And if you found anything useful in this video, hit the subscribe button.